if we go, I want to go to this next play here, which is one of, Denver runs this play a lot. I mean, every team in the NBA, I think, runs this play to some extent. I know it as C corner. I mean, I don't know if we have a different name for it that you like to go to, but what I like about this is it utilizes what I consider to be Denver's three biggest weapons on the offensive end of the court. A little Michael Porter in the corner. You get Jokic on the elbow, and then Jamal Murray screening for Michael Porter's guy. They get a switch here, which it's a guard-to-guard switch in this situation, but still gives Porter an even bigger size advantage. Murray curls around the corner here, and you get Jokic all isolated on an island with Gobert there, which is, in my opinion, easy money. Walk me through this play and just what works with it and what you like or don't like about it.
Well, I think it gets your best players opportunities somewhat. The first action is basically Murray and Porter are working to try to get a layup, a hard cut, and maybe get lucky. And then they're going to the dribble handoff, and Jokic is rolling to an empty side.
Yep.
And I think it's really hard play. I mean, Gobert does a good job of actually helping Murray and getting back. I think if Murray goes one more dribble hard at Gobert, I think you might get a dunk here. But I think Murray goes to the window. I think if he goes one more, that window will be lower and more to the basket rather than a 10-foot jump shot.
Okay. Just as far as a staple for the offense here, I mean, Denver has a lot of plays. Every team in the NBA runs some version of this in my experience. But I just like I think a lot of teams are going to have a hard time switching 1-3 here. Utah has some players with some length. Donovan Mitchell's kind of stocky and he's got long arms, so it's not that big of a sort of switch here. But there's a lot of teams that are going to try their hardest not to switch that action with Michael Porter, who's 6'10" and hyper athletic. And that's what I like about it. To me, it immediately puts pressure on the defense to not switch that action.
Well, what I like about it, to be honest with you, is you got Jokic is a good passer, but Plumlee has gotten to be a good passer up there too.
Yeah.
And Millsap is very good in where Porter is.
Yeah.
Millsap makes a lot of cuts that gets him baskets in the paint.
Yeah.
So it's basically a tough play to cover, but then it goes to your bread and butter, which is the handoff with your two best players. Yeah. And I think we know at the end of the game, that's where the game is going to go.
Yeah.
And Murray is getting better and better at it. Porter gives him another back cutter, smart cut off the ball guy. And Jokic is a tremendous playmaker.
When you're building an offensive playbook, either going into the season or throughout the course of the season, do you have plays that you kind of keep in your back pocket? You say, I love this action. We're not going to use it too much because this is this is our kind of home run action. I know that this is going to get us a good look every single time. And when do those plays enter the playbook? Is that in training camp or is that throughout the season you're kind of taking notes and saying, okay, this is one to hold on to?
Well, I think every game there's I've always felt you want to keep sometimes your best plays for the fourth quarter. And because if you use them early and they're effective, they're making adjustments to it. Well, I like my my three or four best offensive players. They have 3 or 4 plays that they all like.
Yeah,
and it works better. Like I think Morris and Murray have a little different game, but sometimes it's better that the plays that we ran for Ty Lawson were totally different than the plays we ran for Andre Miller.
Right. Completely different skill sets.
And so you want your best players to know that you have not 1, but 2, 3, maybe 4 actions that might, if they execute it well, will get a productive basket out of it.